What we were trying to do is surprise and delight people. My passion for chamber music really came from my study in Philadelphia with the Curtis Quartet. We won a prize. We played at the Radnor Hunt Club. It was so beautiful. It had stone walls and there was a big fireplace. We played Beethoven quartets, and right then I thought, well, this is what I want to do with my life. I really enjoy that intimacy. It's really like you're in somebody's living room. When my husband Tony and I were first married, we moved to Alameda. I got the idea to play some concerts, so I brought together my friends from San Francisco Symphony and San Francisco Opera. We played in private homes and in some churches until we discovered the Garrett Mansion. It's a really beautiful B&B, an ideal place for chamber music. We moved to Lafayette in 1996, and I immediately thought it would be great to bring chamber music to my community. The first place I found wasn't actually in Lafayette, it was in Walnut Creek. It was called the Secret Garden Mansion, but then they ended up selling the mansion. And the mayor at the time, Erling Horn, he helped facilitate our getting an ongoing series at the Town Hall Theater, a beautiful old historic building in Lafayette. So we were there for 7 years. I used to bring in a piano up the back stairs of Town Hall Theater, and it was kind of a nightmare. And so I raised money to get a baby grand for Town Hall Theater, which is still there today. Steve Falk, who was the city manager at the time, knew that Gold Coast was here to stay. It was his idea that we really needed a venue at the library that would accommodate chamber music. When the new library was built, I was consulted, and so now we have a nice storage area and a beautiful piano. It has wonderful floors. It's beautiful wood, and it resonates with our wooden instruments so beautifully. It made me feel really great to contribute in that way. We gave the first performance there, and we've been there ever since. All in all, we've been in Lafayette for 23 years, and we've played 107 different programs, and I'm happy to say we have never repeated a program. And they've all had some kind of theme one way or the other. We've featured every orchestral instrument. We've even had the basset horn, like a clarinet, and we've had the harmonium, which is like a small house organ. Harmoniums are really not easy to find, but I managed to find a whole warehouse full of them. We managed to get it into the back of his Prius, and so that's how it came to be at the Gold Coast concert.
Hello, hello. My name is Mark Rokich, and I am delighted to be your pre-concert speaker tonight.
I'm really proud that our concerts provide a whole experience for the audience. We have pre-concert lectures by musicologists like Kai Christensen. We've had an author, Rebecca Rishin, to speak about a book she wrote about the music we were performing. We've also invited living composers that were performing to speak about their work. So it's kind of like having Mozart in the hall with you.
This beautiful painting by Jennifer Perlmutter, and it's wonderful.
We've had artists creating artwork for our concerts. In fact, for the Goldberg project, we had 30 local artists create original artwork for each of the 30 Goldberg variations. It was a very cool project.
Hi guys! Can you guys play us a few bars at the beginning of each movement?
Why, sure we can, Pam.
We've also had mixed reality experiences. We had the musicians on stage interacting with a video that had been pre-recorded. It was really a lot of fun, and I got the audience involved, and I think people seem to really enjoy that.
Welcome to Dvorak's America. It's amazing to realize this concert marks the 9th performance in our virtual season.
During the pandemic, we actually were quite active. And it all felt very sad, and I wanted to do something to really engage the performers, but then also to engage the audience in kind of a new way. Some of those included a very immersive experience, food and Zoom after parties. Musicians would make cocktails and tell you how to make them. I feel like during the pandemic, I did maybe some of my most creative work. We received the Arts and Culture Award for Contra Costa County and voted Best East Bay Concert Series 2 years in a row. Our sense of community is really at the heart of everything we do. We have developed 3 school programs. Our musical mentoring program, we have included over 25 individual students that perform with us. Visions of America was a program celebrating the diversity of American music. We had the San Francisco Opera Orchestra brass section playing alongside local students in Fanfare for the Common Man. They're part of the rehearsal process, so that's a great education that I wish I had had actually as a student. Sneak previews where we bring portions of our Gold Coast concerts into the schools, and that means internationally renowned artists are going into the middle school, going into the high schools. It's a pretty exciting moment for those students. Our 3rd program is Topics and Tempo, which uses music as a tool to teach academics. So we're teaching language arts, math, social studies, science, and wrapping it all together in a musical way. In the language arts programs, the students are listening to a piece of music, writing a story, and illustrating it. And in the math programs, they become math maestros.
So there's 4 instruments. Each instrument has 4 strings.
I find it wildly successful. I had the idea of pop-up Bach. We popped up all over town. We played amidst the rhododendrons at Orchard Nursery, in the parking lot for the Roundup Saloon. Also at the clock shop. I think people were sort of surprised to see 2 viola players in the middle of all those clocks. We've donated many concerts. One of my favorites was a concert we donated to the Special Olympics. Somebody bid on a concert on the island. They went out by boat, they got lunch, and we played them a concert. Fundraising is a necessary part of every nonprofit, but we really like to have a good time. We, in 2004, had the Temple of Wings, which was an arts gala, which included dance and music. Even Rita Moreno came. That was really fun to have her in the audience. A Present for Mozart was a birthday party for Mozart. We played with 2 child prodigies, like Mozart and his sister. We had some little children dressed up like baby Mozarts. It was really a lot of fun. We gave a portion of the proceeds to help the new Lafayette Library. But what really stole people's hearts was the flash mob at Flights of Imagination. Students from 7 different schools stormed the room playing the Pachelbel's canon. They wandered throughout the guests, and then we all ended up on stage together. That was a really moving event. Sometimes you're lucky enough in life to meet an extraordinary person, and that person is Luigi Piovano. He's an Italian cellist, but he's really a Renaissance man. He cooked at our fundraiser, which was called Luigi's Italian Feast. Luigi performed with us, he played some solos, and then he put down his cello, put on an apron, and cooked a 4-course Italian meal for the guests. And the musicians that we've had come from all over the world, it's been a wonderful opportunity for me to grow as an artist because I learn from every musician I perform with. One thing that really distinguishes Gold Coast is our programming. Sometimes we've done a deeper dive into a subject or an idea. We do special projects when a subject really engages me in a unique way. Threads, which was dedicated to my mother's best friend, Susan Groag Bell, was a project exploring 1,000 years of female composers. We started with Hildegard von Bingen and progressed all the way up to several living composers. We also wove some spoken word throughout to highlight the struggles these women had to go through to compose. Mayor Mike Anderson even made a proclamation claiming Women in Music Day. That was really an honor. American Frontiers, what a great program that was. It was our largest ensemble. Appalachian Spring is why we needed 13 people. American Frontiers told the story of the pioneers traveling west.
As far as we could see, everyone that was on horseback.
We performed a piece by Alan Lewis Smith based on a series of books called Covered Wagon Woman. We also played some ragtime piano music. I really appreciate having a playground for my artistic fantasies. Harmony and Melody in 2011 was Lafayette's first and only Black History celebration.
Sometimes I feel like a motherless child,
After more research, the project deepened again to become Cultural Crossroads, which explores the Black and Indigenous influences on Dvorak in America. What's next for me is doing more special projects like Cultural Crossroads that have real social impact. And I'm hoping to take Cultural Crossroads to a national and maybe even international audience. So leaving Gold Coast, it's really bittersweet. I've really enjoyed performing with all these amazing musicians over so many years. Also, when I look out into the audience and I see familiar faces year after year, I've really developed a fondness and a connection to the audience, and that is something I'm really going to miss.